Hello everyone, Saf Tech Reviews here, back with another video, and today I wanted to give my thoughts on the ROG Ally compared to the Steam Deck. I've had both of these devices for quite a long time, and I really wanted to discuss the experience with both of these devices. I think they're both excellent handhelds. The performance on the ROG Ally is really good, but I did want to talk about some points. So one of the first things I did want to talk about was the experience of ownership with both of these devices right out of the box. So the ROG Ally was quite cumbersome actually to set up out of the box, since when you boot it, it first takes you through a Windows 11 setup. There is some frustration. For example, when I had to type in my Wi-Fi password, there was no asterisk key on the keyboard. Was tricky to find. I basically had to restart the ROG Ally several times to get it running Windows because it kept installing updates. Again, when I was first setting it up, Armory Crate kept popping up. There was an issue with getting the Steam input to work. This was just some of the annoyances. Another thing is you have to run BIOS updates on it, which is very similar to a laptop because it is running full Windows 11. On the other hand, the Steam Deck down here is running a Linux system. It's a very custom system to Steam or SteamOS. So all the updates are just very easy to get to. Typically you would just jump down here to this menu. You'd go to your settings, and then you would find all your system updates here, which you can check for. On the ROG Ally, it's similar. Again, you can hit this button over here, which will take you to the Armory Crate here, and then down here you could also find your updates in the update center. So you could just hit update all here, but in addition to these updates, which you could do here, you also need to carry out the Windows updates. See, for example, it can't perform this update because it has to be plugged in. So there are some things like that can be annoying or frustrating. On the positive side, between both of these displays, the ROG Ally display is definitely more crisp. It has a higher refresh rate. It's a great display. However, this Steam Deck one does get brighter. As you can, I don't know if it's catching that in the camera, but you might be able to see that over here. So I did want to talk a little about the gaming experience between both devices and do a little, comparison on performance here. So I could start here by firing up Death Stranding. So let me start with that. And let's kind of take a look here at how long this takes to start up. So I just hit the button to start the game. You'll see it may take a while just to get it up there. And the game is loading. So after we go through this menu, let's just skip through that. I'm trying not to, cut anything so you can just see the experience here. So if I hit continue, you could see how much it's been loading. And you can scrub through this YouTube video to actually see how long this took, but I'm pretty sure we're at around 1 minute now just to get into the game, and it's starting there. So yep, still starting, still getting the game going here, and we're finally in the game. So a few notes: I've already set the game to run on medium settings. The Steam Deck here, both of these have the same load file, so that I'm keeping the comparison as close as possible. And just to note here, the FPS I'm getting is around 47 or 44. The Steam Deck does give you some cool options here. There's a very similar thing on the ROG Ally. If you open this menu here on the top right, you can, oops, sorry, it was this 3 dots. So if you scroll down in this menu, down here, you can see sort of what customization they give you out of the box. And you can see it's almost fully charged. I have the frame limit as off. And over here you have a lot of nice controls. But most importantly is the TDP limit, and the Steam Deck can go from 15 all the way down to 3. So this is something really cool I noticed about the Steam Deck. If you're on the go and you're retro gaming, you can pull down your wattage all the way down to 3 watts. And that can save you a lot of battery life. There is a similar thing on the Ally, but the range is different. I believe it goes from 7 all the way to 35, and that 35 is the advantage there because it does allow you to get a lot more performance out of your games. So I don't want to go too in-depth here in the comparisons, but as you can see, if I ran this same game, you're kind of familiar with the load time that took there. You can see the frame rate here running at around 40 FPS, with the highs hitting around 49, 50. So this is kind of where Death Stranding on this device is running at. So let me quit out of this one. And this is the beautiful thing about the Steam Deck. It's very nice how you can just boot into this UI and you can see all your games and all of that. I will say you could restart it also into a Linux mode where it does run into the Linux machine. You can access that menu. I believe it was, let me check if it was from up here. Yeah, you could pick switch to desktop. So if you do pick that, you are actually able to do that. A note of annoyance with the ROG Ally compared to the Steam Deck is if you're gaming with the Steam Deck, it is kind of nice that the way it charges is kind of to the side here. On the Ally, it's in the center. So with the Steam Deck, it's a little more out of your way. Something that's very nice on the Ally is I found this attachment actually that I've purchased off of Amazon. I can link it below. It's an excellent attachment. It reroutes the USB-C to point downwards, so you can just plug it directly here. And it does happen to be exactly the width of the ROG Ally, which is pretty awesome. So let's give Death Stranding here a shot. So one thing is you could open Steam in desktop, in big picture mode here. It's just running the full Windows 11 experience here. So, it's touchscreen. You don't have these trackpads on the Steam Deck. Instead, you can control, with these nubs here, or you could, it's touchscreen, so either or. But I didn't really find that to be a big annoyance or something I'm really missing out on. It's still pretty fine, to type and navigate and do all of that stuff. It's not really a big deal. So let's pull up here the Death Stranding game. So here we go, Death Stranding, and play. Now let's see how long the ROG Ally takes to pull this up. So right off the bat, it launched the game. You could see the performance immediately. That's already in the game within a few seconds. And that's really what I love about the ROG Ally. The performance is really, it's outstanding how much faster it is compared to the Steam Deck. And then I'll continue my game here, and you can see how much faster the loading is on the Ally. So here it is loading me into my game. And right there, we're in the game. I mean, it's way faster, like way faster. Another thing, it's much slimmer. It's not as bulky as the Steam Deck. It's really light in your hands compared to the Steam Deck, which I really love about it. If I pull here in this left part here, you can see that menu where you can control the TDP. Right now it's running at 15. You could push it to 25 watts, which is turbo mode, or 10 watts, which is silent. So it doesn't seem to actually go all the way down to 3 or 7. It seems like the lowest setting here is that 10. So if I run it in 25, which is turbo mode, let me push that brightness up here and take off any FPS limiter. So it can go up to 120 frames per second. So let's put that on there. And I will at the same time make sure that I have the exact same configuration on this that I had on the other device. So I will go to the game settings and make sure that in my options and graphics that I am running here in my medium. So I am running in medium settings. So it's pretty much running identical settings to the Steam Deck. So let's take a look here at what we're getting. So the FPS counter is off, it seems. So I just want to enable that. So you can see I can just tick on that real-time monitor there. So right off the bat, the watt is running closer to 30 and the FPS is at 63. And it's actually passing 63, it's hitting maybe close to 65. And you can just see how buttery smooth, you know, the gaming is. It's just so smooth. And the resolution on this screen is just, it's amazing. It's really immersive compared to the Steam Deck. You can see here I'm hitting now close to 70 frames per second. I mean, it's a night and day difference between both in terms of performance. My thoughts are, if you're really looking for convenience, you know, retro gaming, quick compatibility with Steam and all of that, this actually might be better because you don't want to deal with all of that. You know, this game might crash because it's running on Windows, and then you might have to, you know, relaunch it or open the task manager. So these things happen, but it's not really that common, to be honest with you. Or some annoyances could be that you accidentally hit this on the back and you accidentally hit the shortcut to tab out. That has happened to me, but you can always re-tab back into the game. So there are some cool shortcuts here that you can hit. You know, you can open your tasks because it's running full Windows. You have your Windows Task Manager, all of that. You can pop the keyboard up, and this is used by using both the back button in combination with this one. The Steam Deck again has very similar combos that you can quickly control your brightness, things like that, also using these combos. But yeah, it's just a nice convenience to have here on the Ally. Another thing I do want to mention on the Ally is you can actually play, I believe, a lot more games than what's on the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck is still somewhat locked into that Linux system, and I am talking totally stock out of the box. I know you can install Windows on the Steam Deck. I know that people have, you know, hacked it to do all sorts of stuff. I'm talking purely out of the box, right? Purely out of the box, this can run more games. You can get, you know, you can install any Windows game and it should run fine, you know. On this one, you can't get it to run. Please check out my video. I will upload a video, for example, comparing Rust as an example between both of these, which is one of the main reasons I really liked this Ally. But yeah, this is you know, a nice quick comparison between both. So I did kind of want to share my thoughts on the differences here. Another thing I do just want to kind of glaze over here. When you look at both of these up close, the analog sticks here are much tighter. The ones on the ROG Ally are way more loose, which is fine. It's not a bad thing. It's just like an observation, right? The text printouts and on the Steam Deck here don't look to be as nice, and I will, you know, it's just a minor nitpick, but they don't seem to be as nice. The way the buttons are printed out here and the little details on the Ally actually do seem to be nicer. When you hold the Steam Deck, it does feel like a sturdier device because of that weight factor. However, the Ally just feels like a sleeker, lighter, thinner bezel device. You know, it's a much nicer experience. So much so that since I bought the Ally, I really haven't went back to the Steam Deck all that much. But when I'm on the go and, you know, I want to game a lot on a flight, sometimes I'll pick the Steam Deck because it does pull that TDP lower, and I can play some very light RPG games and just get that TDP all the way down, which allows me to do that. You can mess around with settings since this is Windows, right? So you can tweak things in the registry and do other things to kind of also get maximum battery life out of it. But still, even if I were to run it in that 15 watt mode, which is exactly what we have on the Steam Deck, right? I'm still hitting that 66 frame per second, even at that lower TDP. It's still running, you know, very smoothly. So it's very it's a very optimized device. It's really amazing for gaming. You can run really big title games on it, and yeah, it's an amazing piece of tech here. So yeah, please let me know if you'd like to see more videos on the ROG Ally here. I'd be happy to upload them. I'd be happy to share more thoughts around this, and check out my other videos. Please like, rate, and subscribe to this video. Thank you very much. Have a good day.